joining NATO and how it could affect the geopolitical balance in the region. We'll speak with Tina Akhvlediani, research fellow at the Center for European Policy Studies. This is Bloomberg. Chief speaking to reporters today as some nations are considering delaying a push to ban Russian oil. For more insight, let's bring in Tina Akhvlediani, research fellow at the Center for European Policy Studies. And Tina, thanks very much for being with us. Of course, the other big development right now, the fact that we have this deep dialogue on whether or not Finland and Sweden ultimately join NATO. It is a very busy time, and certainly in the case of Sweden, after such a long period of neutrality, we'll be watching this very closely. What's been your take?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. And indeed, we are just witnessing really historic implications of war, which goes beyond Ukraine and Russia. As you said, indeed, it's more than 200 years of the neutrality from Sweden, which does not share the land border with Russia, unlike Finland, which actually has quite long border with Russia. And given the circumstances, it's really not unexpected that these countries may come up with their formal decision on the Sunday to actually join the NATO. Here, the two things we can observe, that there is a strong political will from the NATO, as we can hear from the recent statement from the NATO Secretary General, which is very important. So NATO member states and the United States, they are going to welcome the two countries given their upcoming application. So the strong political will here. And another thing is like to really look practically what does it mean for the NATO itself. So we are speaking here about two countries which are really highly militarily capable. Finland already meets the requirement of the NATO in terms of defense expenditures. It already has it up to 2% of its GDP. It's a very well-trained country, given its rather small population. Well, Sweden is highly militarily equipped. As we can witness, Sweden had a bit of different the alternative, how it was developing its reputation internationally. So it was engaged in mediation, in peacekeeping, and also, removing arms. But the troops are not that high in terms of number. However, the country Sweden has really highly developed military equipment, and defense expenditures are also coming to the NATO commitment. So, in that respect, if NATO will be gaining two new members, it will be gaining two highly militarily capable members.
Okay. It is a lot to be watching very closely. Tina, we appreciate your time. Tina Akhvlediani, research fellow at the Center for European Policy Studies. Thank you very much. And Kriti, we are looking at those stocks continue to advance as we head into the final stretch of a very...